If you time traveled, let's say 30 to 50 years back, you'll notice a stark difference with the music then to the music and music artists of today. Talent was marketed as prestige. Yes, there were other driving factors like, is this artist funny, witty, or a total nutjob? You know what I mean. But talent was center stage, the driving force behind an artist's success. You couldn't just sing, you had to sang. Like you were singing to the heavens, reaching from the depths of your core to convey your emotions. And now, in today's music climate, it's all about the star and their image. Talent has become secondary, and in most cases, irrelevant. For this video, let's have a discussion about talent. Why artists like Ice Spice, who is considered to be talentless, gets pushed to the forefront while other artists don't. What caused talent to take a back seat in the overall makeup of an artist. And why talent being irrelevant is not a bad thing. I am Don, your pop culture boy, and let's get into it.
Catastrophic.
MTV killed talent. And what I mean when I say that is, before MTV, you had to be talented, and in a way, you had to be a tryhard. And this was how major artists operated before music videos became a thing. After MTV debuted in the 80s, the image became the forefront for an artist's success, causing labels to recruit acts that were hot and good looking.
That's hot.
And if you weren't, you got less requested. We can act like looks doesn't play a major part in artist success today, but it does. Now, there were exceptions. Not all were drop dead gorgeous, but it might take a longer time for that person to be discovered or pushed in the industry. So, after MTV, artists were forced to now have an image, but not just a look to say, but a striking one that hits the audience so hard it's engraved in their minds. Example, Shakira's sexy image made men want to have sex with her and made women wanted to look like her. Because of MTV showing music videos 24/7, artists are now forced to have an image to seem relatable in order to sell. Think of the punk aesthetic of rock band Green Day and pop artist Avril Lavigne. Their overall aesthetic and vibe from their music videos influenced their fans to connect with them on a relatability basis, putting their actual talent on the back burner. So it made people more obsessed with the actual person than the actual music. Artists like Michael Jackson also helped this notion of having a strong persona to flourish. MJ was larger than life, wearing flashy clothes, seeming godlike, crossing the lines with big budget music videos like Thriller. And watching that made a viewer saw past the music and focused on the imagery, displayed in high definition, not 4K. And even today, an artist will release just the audio to their single, and people in the comments would be asking for the visuals as if they cannot enjoy the song without an accompanied music video. If you are this far into the video and you're saying, well, music videos require talent as well. That's true, but most people watching music videos are not in awe of the talent behind the scenes. And why should you? You're not supposed to even think about that, as it's not a tutorial. And to prove this, watch the actual behind the scenes for your favorite music video and the actual music video on YouTube and tell me which one has the most views. The goal of music videos is to encapsulate the feeling the artist wants to convey, not how talented the artist is or the people behind it. One of the reasons why talent is now irrelevant is because of us, people. People are changing, and the way how we consume media in general is also changing. The world is not the same like it used to be back in the 90s or 80s or early 2000s. Once upon a time, we were conditioned by regular scheduled programming on what to like, what's good, what's bad, what's talented, and what's trash. Now, because of the internet, we the people have our own voices. We are now the creators of our own subcultures. We're our own curators because of the internet.
Talking to John Mayer about this, about how culture's so fragmented. Artists put out music and the artist's job is to respond or comment on culture and society. But he and I were talking about there's no shared human experience anymore because everyone's living in their own pockets. Everyone's choosing what to digest. You got your shows, you got your artists, so you get to live in your pocket, and you don't really need to be told who's a star, who's most important. And so I'm saying, when Kendrick, Drake, and Cole, that was still a time where people were saying, nah, everyone needs to know these are the most important people. Now everyone gets to choose who's important to them. Everyone is living a fragmented version of culture.
Their own hero,
And so it's hard to make something that connects with the entire zeitgeist. It's because there's no shared human experience.
Also, the world has reached its deficit, in my opinion. We are entertained to death and also stressed the fuck out more than ever. And talent just doesn't cut it anymore. Believe it or not, we are all talented. So what else is out there that's more than just talented or talent music-wise? Talent is no longer enough, and frankly, it kind of never was, but that's for another video. British rock band Queen released their song Bohemian Rhapsody. And Rhapsody is widely praised for its weird structure. The song has no hook, no chorus. It's like 50 million different parts moving at the same time. And despite it working in the 70s, going #1 in multiple countries, and was certified diamond in the US, selling 10 million copies, a song of this nature is made by someone, Freddie Mercury, rest in peace, who was no doubt extremely talented. But if this song was released today, would it get the same reaction and adoration like it did in the 70s? I don't think it would. And let's say it does. No offense, but who is listening to this over and over? As pristine as it is, most people want to listen to something that's considered and one of the best songs. It's oozing with talent. However, best and talent doesn't always equate replay value, unfortunately. Yes, it sold a lot in its time, but would you wake up to listen to that?
No.
And as I said, everyone is comfortably in their own world right now and don't give a damn about what is the industry standards for quality anymore. Now, people rather listen to Sexyy Red and have a good old funky time, whether they want to admit it or not. Yeah, it's kind of trash, but good trash.
If you see me and you tryna see what's up, he wanna fuck with me, then I'ma have him stuck.
Some of you might disagree with me on this one, but an artist that made it acceptable to not be as talented anymore and still have a successful career is Rihanna. And I love Rihanna. She is in my top 10 greatest artists of all time list, but Rihanna helped to usher in this new wave of artists where talent doesn't really matter. Rihanna proved that you don't need to be extremely talented. Rihanna proved that you don't have to be stellar. You just need to be good. Now, Rihanna is pretty and definitely benefited from pretty privilege. And that made people, or the audience, kept giving her chances early on in her career because she's pretty. Again, courtesy of MTV. And people love looking at pretty things. But of course, that wouldn't get Rhi to as far as she is today. So Rihanna ditched the whole I'm a singer aesthetic to I'm gonna make it about me being a brand.
I don't wanna do this anymore. I don't wanna be the reason why.
Come here, rude boy, is you big enough?
Take it,
Yeah.
baby,
Yeah.
take it.
And by music being a vibe, making her influence on society shot through the roof, causing the audience to not care about if she could sing like Mariah or Beyonce in a time when those artists were the standards. Rihanna also contributed to the downfall of the vocalist archetype that ruled the 2000s, causing Beyonce to change her entire flow. Yes, Rihanna is the cause of that, and there is nothing wrong with it. So, Rihanna made it about a lifestyle, causing people to embody her as much as they could, getting the same shoulder and hand tattoos, same hairstyles as her, and her overall carefree bad gal persona was also adopted by women around the world. Talent was the selling point for singers until Rihanna came in and made it really about marketing. Side note, Aaliyah also is noteworthy in this conversation. Her music really revolved around her aesthetic. She just didn't get the chance to really reach a point like Rihanna for obvious reasons. And also, even Britney Spears. Britney has a nice singing voice, but changed to the heavy digitized voice that she is kind of iconic for now. Some people don't even know this, but Britney Spears actually has a nice, natural, country sounding singing voice.
Not a girl, don't tell me what to believe.
Talent is overrated. Look at Cardi B. She doesn't write her own shit. And she's a rapper. And even Drake, he also uses ghostwriters allegedly. But look at them. They are the biggest names in hip hop. And they didn't get there by themselves. We put them in the positions they're in today despite knowing that they don't write their own music allegedly. The Weeknd even claimed he gave up tracks that were intended for his House of Balloons project to Drake for Drake's Take Care album. And this has been known for some time now, but people don't really care. We still support Drake. I had so many records left, and then Take Care came through. Crew Love, Shot for Me, and The Ride were supposed to be on House of Balloons. I felt like The Ride was the last one, and it wasn't done yet. Drake heard it and was like, "This shit is crazy," said The Weeknd in a 2013 interview with Complex. And I don't want to single out Drake and Cardi B because all of these rappers today aren't coming up with their own stuff. They're all getting reference tracks. We are at a point in music where to get attention, likes, and blogs talking about you, you have to sell things. NLE Choppa is a rapper that's been on the music scene for some time now. He got his big break in 2019 and his music consisted of gangster rap. Then he switched it up to more conscious rap, talking about veganism and spirituality, to now making songs about he wants his ass ate, and if he was a bad bitch, you know, he would have smashed himself.
If I was a bad I wanna too.
Now, I get why he's doing this, which is to get attention, of course, but how do you go from making conscious rap, talking about veganism and celibacy, to now talking about how you want your ass ate? And look, music has always been explicit, but I think it was a lot more creative. But we live in an age now where talent and creativity is corny, outplayed, I guess. Sexyy Red also does this, and I'm not gonna lie, some of her songs are catchy, and she is glorified for it. Billboard recently named her the #2 hottest female rapper out right now, and they aren't lying. A lot of people are upset about it, but they aren't lying. She is really hot right now. Being talented is too hard, and it's not selling either. This is why Chloe Bailey from the talented duo Chloe X Halle has now resorted to basically taking her clothes off to get attention. The duo put out their Ungodly Hour album in 2020, one of the best albums of that year, but no one talked about it. But as soon as Chloe started showing that ass, now everyone's talking about her. She hasn't sold any albums, but hey, at least we're talking about her now. She's getting those endorsement deals as a result of showing that ass. Now let's talk about Ice Spice.
She a baddie, she showing her panties. She shake it like jelly.
Ice Spice is constantly being talked about because she has a strong image. It's not because she is a great rapper. She also has a great team behind her marketing her image to us. Without marketing, Ice Spice wouldn't be where she is today. Although she is not the greatest, she is very marketable. She represents New York very well, so much so that she's able to even get out of New York, like Nicki Minaj, which is a huge feat because there's a lot of rappers in New York City that we will never hear about because they aren't marketable, or they don't have that push. If we were going to talk about talented female rappers, there's so much more than Ice Spice. Like, even No Name, but No Name doesn't fit the aesthetics that fans of female rap like today. So the media doesn't hype her up like Ice Spice. Or Doja Cat, who wouldn't be where she is if she didn't have her weird, quirky, relatable image. And don't get me wrong, Doja Cat is a talented rapper, talented artist. But before she got her glow up or blow up, she had to become a meme in order to get everyone's attention. Despite her being very talented, she had to resort to meme culture in order for us to pay attention It sucks, but it's just not enough to be talented anymore. On the topic of Doja Cat, her last project, Scarlet, was an amazing rap neo-soul album, but people said it was trash, which is absolute BS. Her other albums are mediocre pop, and she was telling the truth when she was quote-unquote cursing out her fans back in 2023. It wasn't done in good taste, but she had a point, because she put out an actual creative album, Scarlet, and people shitted on it, calling it mid. So Mediocrity is in right now, because her previous albums, Hot Pink and Planet Her, they are really mediocre projects. Talent is becoming less of a necessity as the years go by. With the advancement of technology, i.e. AI, you don't have to go in a studio anymore. Your off-key vocals can be corrected with pitch correction with a click of a button, with DAWs like FL Studio making it extremely easy. The traditional sense of talent will continue to fade. Hey, you can even feed the AI the lyrics and a few spoken words, and it will make a song for you. And to be completely honest with you, I'm not mad at it, because at the end of the day, some form of talent is required for the talentless. Thank you for watching, hope you liked it. If you agree or disagree with this video, let it all out in the comment section. I am Don, your pop culture boy, aka not your typical pop culture boy, aka your pop culture whore, and I will see you in the next one.